How's it going, guys? I'm here to review Halloween 3 Season of the Witch 1982.
Listen, he just walked up out of the rain.
So this is the first movie that doesn't have Michael Myers. They were gonna test this franchise out to be like some kind of Tales from the Crypt type of anthology series. Like each episode or each movie would or each sequel would have been a totally different story. Um, Halloween 3 was going to be, this movie, Season of the Witch, and then Halloween 4 was going to be about a woman being haunted by some ghosts or whatever. So each story could have been different. But even though John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were still in the picture in this movie didn't do so well in the box office when this movie came out because people wanted Michael Myers. With that being said, this movie is an anthology Halloween movie. It's more of an experimental type sequel. Technically, it's still part of the Halloween franchise, but at the same time, it's doing its own story, doing its own thing. So, yeah. So, our main character's name is Daniel Chalice. He is a doctor. He's played by Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins was in Night of the Creeps, Creep Show. He was in My Bloody Valentine remake, you name it. And pretty much, there's a salesman that's on the run by some kind of force. And of course, he gets hysterical and passes out, and that's when he goes in the hospital and meets Chalice, but he's like rambling about a force that's gonna kill us all, and eventually he gets murdered later that night by that same force, and then Chalice doesn't know what the hell's going on, and then that's when he meets the salesman's daughter, and Chalice and the salesman's daughter are on a quest to find out what the hell's going on, and they stumble upon the Silver Shamrock factory. So Connell Cochran is the founder of the Silver Shamrock company. The company makes masks, and once the kids wears those like the mask consists of the pumpkin mask, the witch mask, the skeleton mask, and once these kids wears these masks on Halloween night, if they just tune on a special channel, I guess they have a chip in the back of the mask that can actually kill all the children worldwide, and that's pretty much the founder of this company is a madman. He's a billionaire madman that wants to kill children like all across the world on Halloween night. And of course, the way he does it, the way and the secrets he does it, I don't want to spoil yet. Um, you guys have to watch it for yourself, but I don't want to spoil it. But yes, there is a trick behind all of his methods, and there's a trick behind his henchmen and forces and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna spoil it.
And in a little while, he was dead. And I don't know what the hell is going on.
I've been doing some detective work. I think my father ran into trouble somewhere between here and Santa Mira.
Santa Mira, founded.
So, and it's up to Chalice and the salesman's daughter to stop Cochran to destroy Halloween and kill all of its children worldwide once and for all. So that's pretty much the plot of the nutshell. So what did I think of this movie? This movie is actually well done, in my opinion. A lot of people don't like this sequel because it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. And honestly, this is why I kind of like it too, because it's actually different, it's unique, it's fresh, and has an original story to tell. Um, it's pretty much the black sheep of this franchise because it's so different and has nothing to do with all the other sequels and movies. So it's a different, unique take on the Halloween story and the lore and the franchise. But I mean, of course, I see why it didn't work out on release day in the box office. I see why it didn't do so well because people were already invested in the Michael Myers character from the previous two Halloween movies. So of course they didn't like a new totally story like this because they were expecting to see Michael Myers again. Yes, as its own movie, this is a really good movie. I wish they could have just took the Halloween 3 title out of the way and just put Season of the Witch, but they kept the Halloween 3 title, which is kind of cool. And if you think about it, if you keep the Halloween 3 title, because it just gives it more of a aesthetic to it, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I actually like the characters in this movie. It has an interesting, well-developed story. The villain, Cochran, he's actually pretty menacing in this movie. Of course, the soundtrack or the score, the synthwave, it's composed by John Carpenter again, I'm assuming, and it does have that 80s like creepy synthwave in this movie, which is awesome. So yeah, this movie's really not that bad. I mean, it does have some flaws, but overall, I mean, it's not really like a horrible horror movie. It's still a pretty decent, like, good 80s horror film. A lot of people don't get that the masks from the trailer Halloween Kills, the pumpkin mask, the witch mask, the skeleton mask, those masks originated in this movie. This is where the masks like came from this movie. That's why those masks are so iconic, because this movie made it iconic, if that makes sense. This is the movie right here. And yeah, this movie is pretty gory, but it's not like as like gory as you might think. It might like maybe 2 or 3 gory kills, but overall most of the special effects is kind of like sci-fi-ish, if that makes sense. Like it blends horror and sci-fi. That's the best way I can describe it, because the more I describe it, the more I'm going to spoil it, so I don't want to say anything.
Kevin Colonel Cochran converted it into a toy factory.
You happen to know anything about this Cochran?
He's watching you, friend, I guarantee you that.
Where are they taking her?
They're taking her to the factory.
I've got nothing here to indicate there was ever a body at all.
Operator, this is an emergency. They're gonna.
Overall, not a bad movie. I highly enjoyed the sequel. I know everybody are 50-50 on this movie. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I'm one of those people who truly appreciate this movie, and I like it for what it is. It's a unique, original take. So yeah, is it better than all the other Halloween sequels or movies like the predecessors, the first 2? Hell no, but it's still a good movie as its own. I will say, part of the franchise, yes, it's one of the weaker ones, but as its own movie, it's still a pretty damn good 80s horror film. So if I had to give this movie out of 10, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. I actually enjoyed this movie. It's not as good as the first 2, don't get me wrong, but it's still a pretty good horror movie by itself, so 8 out of 10. So that was my quick review of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch 1982. Please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next Halloween movie.
Over the hills ran wrecked. Witchcraft. To us, it was a way of controlling our environment.
Stop! Stop it!
The world's going to change tonight, Doctor. I'm glad you'll be able to watch it. And happy Halloween.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, the night no one comes home.